Welcome to lesson 87 of our interactive notes. We are solving addition problems involving line plots, pages 51 and 52. Here, our content objective for 4th grade MD measurement data B4. I can solve problems involving addition of fractions by using information presented in a line plot. Language objective, I can use vocabulary related to line plots to solve problems. Social objective, I can work with others to use models of line plots to solve problems. Alright, so we have a line plot here. Starts with 3 and 1/8, 3 and 2/8 or 1/4, 3 and 3/8, 3 and 4/8 or 3.5, 3 and 5/8, 3 and 6/8 or 3 and 3/4, and 3 and 7/8. So this is the scale, and here's our data. So now we're going to use this data to answer these questions. First question, how many ribbons are 3.5 inches long? So we want to know how many, so we're really just counting, are 3.5 inches long. 3.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because each X represents one ribbon. There are 6 ribbons, which are 3.5 inches long. How many total ribbons were measured according to the line plot? So we want to know how many total. So when we do not know the total, we're going to either add or multiply, or in this case, we could count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. A total of 19 ribbons were measured for this line plot. How many ribbons are less than 3 and 3/8 inches long? So we want to know how many are less than 3 and 3/8. Well, here is 3 and 3/8. Everything to the right is greater than 3 and 3/8. Everything to the left is less than. So these would be the ones less than 3 and 3/8, and that's 1, 2, 3. There are 3 ribbons less than 3 and 3/8 inches long. That's an 8 out of 5. Add the lengths of the 3 longest ribbons together. So we're going to add the 3 longest ribbons together. So here are our 3 longest. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them. So we have, use a space over here, 3 and 7/8 plus 3 and 7/8 plus 3 and 3/4. 1, 2, 3 longest. These two I can add easily, these two fractions. This one I cannot because 4 is a different denominator. So I'm going to multiply these by 2. So we get 3 and 7/8 plus 3 and 7/8 plus 3 and 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to add all my whole numbers together. 3, 6, 9. I'm going to add my fractions together. They're all 8s. 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 6 is 20. Now, how many groups of 8 can I get out of 20? Well, I can get at least one group. That would leave 12. So I can get 2 groups. And then that leaves 4 8s. So if I get 2 whole groups of 8 out and I'm left with 4, 2 whole groups plus 9 is 11 and 4 8s. But this can be simplified. I can divide both of these by 4. And I get 11 and a half. The lengths of the 3 longest ribbons together is 11 and a half inches. How many, so I'm just counting again, ribbons are 3 and 5/8 or longer. So it is 3 and 5/8 or it is longer. That more means I can include the 3 and 5/8. Where here, it was just less than 3 and 3/8. So this is this amount or longer. So 3 and 5/8 is right here. And longer would be everything to the right. Shorter or less than would be to the left. So let's count up the 3 and 5/8 or longer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 ribbons, which are 3 and 5/8 inches or longer. Now this one says add the lengths of the 3 shortest ribbons together. So our 3 shortest are these 3 here. So I have 3 and 1/4 and 3 and 1/4 and 3 and 1/8. Now these two I could add together because they have the same denominator for those fractions, but they're different than this one. I can't change anything with this one. It's in its simplest form. So I do need to change something with these. I need an equivalent fraction with the same denominator. So I'm going to multiply each of these by 2. So I get 3 and 2/8 plus 3 and 2/8 plus 3 and 1/8. So now let's see, 3, 6, 9 for my whole number. And then these are now in 8ths. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not an improper fraction. Since 5 is a prime number and I can't divide 8 by 5, it's in its simplest form. So there we go. That's the length of our 3 shortest ribbons. The length of the 3 shortest ribbons altogether is 9 5/8 inches. All right. Now let's look at some more problems having to do with line plots. This line plot depicts the number of different weight candy bars sold by the third grade. Each X stands for 5 children. Usually our X's stand for just one. In this case, it's standing for 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is why it's so important to read our directions. So our scale here is every X stands for 5 children, not 1. So how many total children sold candy bars? Well, you can just do what I did and count by 5s. Or I can see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 candy bars were sold. 22 X's are up there. And since each X stands for 5 people, 5 times 22 is 110. A total of 110 children sold candy bars. And if we count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110. So you could just count it also by 5s. But if you didn't read this part, then you would say 22 children. So make sure you're reading directions. How many children sold candy bars larger than half pound? So this is equal to half pound. This is less than a half pound. This is greater or larger than a half pound. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 X's, and each X stands for 5 children. So 9 times 5 is 45, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. A total of 45 children sold candy bars larger than half pound. Okay, we have another line plot. This line plot depicts the size of 4 different kinds of insect eggs collected by Trevor and Tyrone. Each X stands for 2 eggs. So 1 X is equal to 2 eggs. That is our key there. We need to make sure we remember. So how many total eggs were found? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 X's. But each X represents 2 eggs. So 15 times 2 is 30. And you could count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. A total of 30 eggs were found. What is the total length of all the grasshopper eggs? So where does it say? Here's our grasshopper. So we have 3 x's, but that is each representing 2. So I have 3 x's, each represent 2, so I have a total of 6 eggs. Each egg is a ½ centimeter. That's what this tells me. So 6 times 1/2, well 6 whole times 1/2, 6 times 1 is 6, 1 times 2 is 2. How many groups of 2 are in 6? We get 3 whole. The total length of all the grasshopper eggs collected is 3 inches. All right, let's go ahead and practice more with word problems relating to line plots.